We're going to talk a little bit about proper breathing and why it's so important, right? I'm going to give you some breathing techniques, we call in yoga pranayamas, that change and shift the energy right away. Now, first one is diaphragmatic breathing, and the easiest way to access that is flat on our back, okay? You can do it in bed right before you go to sleep or upon waking up, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to demonstrate seated just because, it's just the easiest way. So diaphragmatic breathing, right? Our diaphragm sits right here underneath the rib cage and it's in charge of our breathing. A lot of the times we don't like, right, especially us ladies, like showing our belly. We keep our bellies tight and in. It's important to let that breath kind of move freely and the abdomen to expand as we take the inhalation. So before we start breathing, we're going to pump the stomach, okay? And this is good for digestion, it's good for elimination. And to pump the stomach, we use the abdominal muscles. So it strengthens your abdominal muscles, which of course we know how important that core is for spinal stability, for everything that we do. So bring the hands right here in the lower abdomen, right? And just take a breath, just in through the nose, out through the nose. And notice as we do this, your abdominal muscles, right? They rise, the abdomen rises, as if we're inflating a balloon, and then as you exhale, it deflates. We're gonna try to gently bring the abdomen in and out. So imagine moving your navel in and out. Some of you are gonna get a lot of access to that, and they're gonna be pumping quite a bit. Some of you are like, I can't even feel that. So that's why I'm saying sometimes it's easier to do these exercises flat on our back. So if you're not finding it, then remember to give it a try then. So abdomen goes in, abdomen goes out. We want to do this on empty stomach, right? Just as you can imagine, we don't want to be full and then, see our food as it comes out. So in and out a little bit, pumping the stomach, and that'll kind of get that area going. Then we're going to bring one hand in the lower abdomen and one right here from the side of the ribs. We're going to access first two-part breath. So that's abdomen and ribs expanding as I inhale, like I said, as if you're inflating a balloon. And as we exhale, you bring it in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, bring it in. So that's proper breathing, right? Where our abdomen rises or lifts. Why? Because as the diaphragm, right, moves down, the organs, right, need a little room to go. So lungs expand, diaphragm, and then everything comes out. As the air comes out of the lungs, everything just comes back towards the spine. So allow your eyes to close if that is a comfortable practice for you, and try to tune into this. Abdomen and ribs expanding every time I breathe in. As I breathe out, everything returns, getting the air out of the balloon. Now, if this is happening for me, I'm going to find that three-part breath. So the hand that was in the abdomen is going to come into the chest. You inhale, abdomen and ribs expand, and it comes all the way into the chest. And as you exhale, everything comes back. Now feel that breath right in the abdomen and the ribs, but also in the back of the body, right? Finding that three-dimensional breath. Add a pause at the top of the inhale, about a second or two. And as you exhale, fully exhale, draw the navel into the spine and hold the breath out. Again, inhale, expand, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, everything comes out from navel to the spine. Do a couple more like that. And then release the hands on top of your legs and just notice the effects of that breathing in your body. Now remember, as we go through our day, our breath is in and out through the nose, unless we're, had to run to do something or, rushing. then that breath might come in and out through the mouth. But pay attention, because a lot of the times we're sitting down and we're breathing through the mouth. Remember, unless there's like a health condition, that breath, you always want it in and out through the nose. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is alternate nostril breathing. We're gonna do it super simple. Your right hand, so this hand for you. You're gonna use the right nostril to close your thumb to close your right nostril. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. In through the right. Close. Exhale through the left. Now, if you're comfortable closing your eyes, practice with your eyes closed. Make sure the breath comes in nice and slow. Your body's relaxed. Your shoulders are away from the ears. Your tongue is away from the roof of your mouth. Follow the breath as it comes and as it goes. If you want to mark the pause between each breath, after the inhale, take a second. And then exhale, and after that exhale, take another second. So you'll find 4 parts to your breath. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Now, why do we do this breathing technique in yoga? So it's good because it takes a little bit of coordination to get it. So you have to make the left and the right brain communicate in order for this to happen. It balances the brain. It calms your nervous system, and on and on and on. So it's one of those techniques you can do right upon waking up, when you're going to sleep. Let's say you can't sleep, you can begin with a few rounds of that, and then closing the right, you can let the breath in and out only through the left. Our left side is associated with our moon side. It's more our cooling breath. So the left nostril breathing is very good for that. Okay, thank you. Namaste.